I'd like to tell you who will be promoting this contest. Hall of Fame promoter, Mr. Lou DiBella and DiBella Entertainment, in association with Hall of Fame promoter, Mr. Bob Arum and Top Rank Incorporated. And of course, it's sanctioned by the Combat Sports Board of Victoria, along with the WBC, the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF. So
I'm from Philly.
it's time for the official weigh-in.
Remember Michael Buffer used to look like real leathery?
Ladies and gentlemen,
He looks a lot better even though he's older. He looks to be like real tan and like leathery looking.
started. Coming to the ring, coming to the stage first. He is from Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, and brings a perfect professional record consisting of 27 fights, 27 victories, including 15 wins by knockout. He's the undefeated WBC lightweight champion of the world, Devin the Dream Haney.
Definitely going to mute that music. But hey, take your time out, like the video. We're not doing this, you know, for our health. He did look like fake, like it was like a leathery look he used to have. Now he's starting to look like, you know, he still looks younger than his age. I believe he's about 80 or close to it. But he looked like, I would say in his like early 70s, like late 60s, he looked like, you know, you could tell he had work done.
The stage with a perfect professional record consisting of 20
Like
fights.
chin was all pointy and, you know, perfect bone structure. 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN tomorrow night. 11 a.m. in Australia is when the card starts.
IBF, look what champion of the world.
But they're giving it the full ESPN treatment tomorrow night. You're going to see like a post-fight show, everything. Like it's really being pumped here by ESPN. Good move by Haney to go over there to ESPN Matchroom. What up, Angel? I'm originally from Philly. I can't stand Philly now, though.
Freedom, my toes up, kicking game on the snare drum. Hard on that beat, let it bleed out like sacrifices, cut it open
Undefeated champion versus undefeated champion. First on the scales will be the WBC champion, Devin the Dream Haney.
I'm going to just let it play through. I'm going to have to edit the music out from post.
Stand on top of the table like John Wall. Got the cross on my chest like old let it go. Rapids move on the floor like a jazz song. Witness greatness, look up in LeBron home. Remember next time for you doubt us. They only made me go John Jones. HGH, I got the shortcut. Got on one side, you got power. Look at how they all doubt us. Yeah, they doubt us. Yeah. Underrated, overrated, we the underdogs. Underestimated, yeah. Underrated, we the underdogs. Underestimated, we the ones.
What was the weight?
134 pounds, 0.92. 134.92 for Devin the Dream Haney. Devin, if you could please.
Yeah, I'm going to edit the music out in post. I'm going to have to, like, I'm going to figure it out.
WBA, WBO, and IBF lightweight champion of the world, George Ferocious Kambosos.
Oh, let me find out. He got to get naked. He got to get naked, huh? Did he make the weight?
We're just going to have a change of equipment here for George Kambosos Jr.
That's not good. That's not good right there.
On the morning of the weigh-in here at Margaret Court Arena. So much on the line tomorrow, of course. A career.
Well, if you don't know what's going on,
These two men.
what did he go do to get back on the scale? Did he just change his draws?
We
Talking all
will
that-
require a towel
Talking all that shit and he ain't make weight.
with
Oh no, we're
George
gonna talk
Kambosos
about it. We're
Jr.
gonna talk about it.
just
Let's let it play through.
just fractionally above the 100.
By the way, help me out. Like the video. That's all I ask for. Or you can send me some money, whatever you want to do.
Representative from each
Shit.
camp.
No, get on the scale.
We are 26 hours away from fight time. Things are getting interesting earlier than expected
If he
here
don't get
this
his naked
morning.
ass on that scale,
It has been an interesting build-up over the course of this week in particular. And things are getting to a...
we're going to roast George after this. I'm letting you know now, Kambosos fans. We're going to roast him. I don't like none of this. I don't like none of this at all. He went back to change his draws. Yeah, Bill is there. No, I believe he's supposed to be getting in soon, according to Lou DiBella. Meaning he's on some plane somewhere right now, I'm guessing. He ain't make weight. You get an hour. This is not good. Not at all. You can't talk all this shit and call people rats and don't make weight. For an undisputed title
Just
fight
to
on your home
everybody back
soil.
slightly from the scales, and as much as what's happening here, yes, everyone, this will be ratified by the Victorian Combat Sports Authority under the tutelage here of Chairperson Simone Bailey. But we just need to clear a bit of space,
Not a good look.
if we could.
He ain't gonna make it, clearly. He missed it, clearly. It don't take that long. He better take a deep breath, suck it out. Do that shit. Pause. Do you lose weight if you exhale all the air in your body? I feel lighter. This motherfucker, he better go cut his hair.
So at the moment, Chairperson of the Combat Sports Authority,
I want to hear the weight.
Simone Bailey, has an official figure of 135.36 pounds. 0.36 above the lightweight
All
limit.
right.
George
So let me
Kambosos
explain.
Jr. will have 2 hours to make the weight.
It's not a good look, but he can go take a shit, get in the sauna. Worst case scenario, get a haircut. But this is not a good look. And they need to face off. This is not a good look. Yeah, he do need to take 2 dookies, Anton.
The standard procedure is go to a hot room, a sauna, workout, spit a little bit, and dehydrate. And that 3/10 of a pound is nothing. That'll be no problem.
Yeah, you'd imagine
That's his manager right there.
It's
That was Kambosos' manager right there.
40 grams in kilograms. You're talking about it in metric measurements. So about 140 grams, 0.3 of a pound. Shouldn't be too much for George Kambosos to lose. Inside the 2-hour limit, of course, that he has for this fight this morning. While we are here on the stage, we will talk to Devin Haney. Things were...
Yeah, he's got to drop some loads. But what if he don't got it?
Devin, if I could have you...
You got to have it to give it.
quick word if I could, mate.
You know? Exactly. What if he don't got it? That hair got to go.
Always a bit of interest.
Not that much, about 1/4 of a pound. Not even 1/2 pound he's over.
Devin, first off, you comfortably made weight. The preparation has been exactly what you expected.
Yeah, I'm a true professional. I came away, I'm far away from home, but I did what I had to do. I made the weight, and I'm a true champion.
You were very vocal very quickly there when you saw that George hadn't made weight. What did you say to him?
I said he ain't shit. He ain't make weight.
Does this build your confidence for tomorrow even more, knowing that George didn't make weight at the first occasion?
I mean, he's sucked up. He's dry. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. We're still going to go in there and fight. But I'm a true champion, and true champions make weight.
Good news for you overnight with the news coming through that your father, Bill Haney, and your trainer, of course, had been granted a late, last-minute visa approval by the Australian government to be here in your corner tomorrow. What did that mean to you? What was your reaction when you heard that news?
That meant everything to me. Thank you to the Victorian government for making it happen. Thank you, God, and I can't wait for my dad to make it.
Just 24 hours out now from the fight itself, or just over 24 hours. How are the nerves at this point in time?
No nerves, man. I'm ready.
You're ready?
Ready.
We'll see you, of course, for a face-off when George makes weight, so please stay with us here this morning. We will... Okay, we will do a face-off right now.
George is 28.
Here they are face to face, ladies and gentlemen. Undefeated champion versus undefeated champion. The result will be, who will be the undisputed lightweight champion of the world? Haney or Kambosos Jr. Tomorrow at Marvel Stadium, 50,000 fans. It's going to be a fight event to remember.
You.
Haney, Kambosos, tomorrow at Marvel Stadium, Melbourne.
The Hellenic Fan Club goes up as one.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of if you don't make weight and you talking shit. You see what I'm saying? And he's been talking shit this whole week. And it's an extra bad look. Now, I believe he's going to make the weight. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to dive deep into it. And I'm going to replay it for you guys who didn't see it, who were just joining. We're going to run it back. And he's not even going to do an interview. Where's all that shit he was talking? You know, I've been trading in the desert, the kangaroos. Just me and my daughter. While he was in Vegas under the bright lights, smoking his hookah. I came for war, by any means necessary. Where all that shit at?
Well, it's all happening here at Margaret Court Arena. Plenty of drama at the official...
Where's all that shit?
Fire exchange there between George Kambosos Jr. and Devin Haney. Boy, Jeff Fennick, what did you make of all that?
Well, first thing, Megan, I've got to be honest, for me, you always come and check your weight on the official scales. He checked them on his scales apparently in the hotel, and they said that he was on weight, and the official scales are what counts. So a little disappointed in that area because, like I said, it's not much weight to lose. It'll be easy, but it's another half an hour he's going to be out there doing something that he shouldn't be doing.
So maybe a little overconfident in George Kambosos' mind of making weight this morning?
Yeah, I'm not sure about overconfident, but like I said, it's common, protocol that you go and you check your weight in the official scales because all scales weigh a little differently.
All right, so what has to happen now?
He'll most probably have a little sauna or have a little sweat, a skip. It's not much weight to lose, and he'll come back and make weight and he'll be ready. But like I said, it's just a little interruption. And like I said, for me, if it was my fight, he would have been on the official scale well before and would have known what his weight was.
Any doubts about him coming back and making...
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. We're going to wait for them to wrap this up, and then we're going to talk. I'm disappointed.
All right, no drama for Devin Haney. How did he look to you physically?
Yeah, he looks great. He's made the weight. He looks great. He's cut up. And like I said, now they just weigh just under 135 pounds. Tomorrow he'll be around 150. So they'll put a lot of weight, 15 pounds at least.
All right, well, let's talk a bit more about that final exchange between those two. It was pretty fiery, wasn't it? Quite different to the subdued interaction we saw yesterday at that final press conference.
Why it's a bad look is that, like, it's on your home turf. Biggest fight in Australian history as far as, like, what it means. And you don't make weight. And then you talking shit, calling people a rat. The whole build-up of the fight. I'm sorry. And he went back to change his draws and everything. We're going to talk. What do you guys call it over there in Australia? He went back to change his jocks. That's what they call it in Australia, right? His jocks. Let's let them wrap up, though. And then we're going to recap everything and talk about what's next for the fighters. The card.
Matter who wins
and we'll go from there.
Verbal exchange.
Not at all, Megan. I mean, like I said, your fists do the talking. Your eyes, you need your eyes. You need.
It's not about that, Amelia. Whatever your name is, it's not about that. Don't give me your shit. Don't sass me, woman. You know what I'm talking about. It's unprofessional.
What he's going to do between now and coming back here to
Don't you
try and
come
make
here with
weight.
your
He'll be
sass.
back here within 20 minutes. And it's not going to take 2 hours. It'll be 15, 20 minutes. He'll make weight, have a little sweat, and then he'll rehydrate and put all that weight back on. And like I said, we've got over 24 hours prior to the fight, so half an hour more is not going to make any difference.
How often do we see something like this happen?
Yeah, we've seen it a bit, but like I said, I try to think that.
I'm not saying he can't lose the weight. He can lose the weight.
To the official scales prior to the weigh-in, so use them to make.
But it's still unprofessional.
Although it's only an hour, it's going to take it. Yes, it can play with your head a little bit.
How do you make the genuine hatred between these two? We spoke about it off camera. I mean, there's a lot of tension between these two, isn't there?
Well, it's real. If somebody's calling you a rat and everything else, you wouldn't be too happy. You wouldn't be, going to shake his. And I wouldn't be shaking anybody's hand calling me a rat and every other word that he called him. And so, yeah, this is genuine hatred.
All right, well, you can keep across Fox Sports News and foxsports.com.au as this story continues to develop, and we'll keep you updated as we wait and see how George Kambosos Jr. goes to get back here and make weight. What has to happen once he does make weight over these next 24 hours, or in the case of George Kambosos Jr., it will be less than 24 hours until this fight gets underway.
Yeah, so he'll just make weight now. In the next 20 minutes, he'll make weight, and then he'll rehydrate. And like I said, George most probably put 10 or 15 pounds as well. And good luck to him. That's what you do. You win the fight on the scales. You make that weight and you're back out there.
Haney was 134.9.
Very heated. Even the trainers, everyone was sort of involved.
George was 135.3. Almost 135.4.
If this is needed, these are two great athletes fighting for the ultimate prize.
So basically, he has a third of a pound to lose, pretty much.
What do you make of this crowd here? I mean, so much support for George Kambosos Jr. A lot of cheers as this moment happened right here. A lot of support, and it'll show tomorrow at Marble Stadium.
I'm blessed, Megan. I've fought here in Melbourne. It's the sports capital of the world. If they love you here. And
what? You a fool? Don't call me no fool.
What did you make of his
How dare you?
confidence in that
You got no
moment?
right.
Flexing his muscles, even though he hadn't made weight. He's such a confident guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. It's crazy. He's crazily confident. And like I said, Megan, sometimes that can play against you. Being overconfident can play against you. Let's just hope he's not overconfident and he's just confident enough to win this fight.
What about the reception? Devin Haney's expected to get a lot of boos ringing out in this stadium here when he was up on stage.
Yeah, there's 1/20th of the people here that's going to be at the stage.
They're just filling out time, so we got some time to talk. It's not about, well, let's just go back to it. Devin Haney, 134.9. The limit is 135. George Kambosos, 135.36. It's not about the fact that he can lose the weight. He's going to likely lose the weight. Like, it's rare. Like, if it's about close to a pound or so, sometimes, fighters, they don't have nothing else to give. But that's an amount that should be able to, he should be able to lose. The problem is, why did he not, it's the biggest fight in Australian boxing history. It's embarrassing, especially when you were talking shit. You see what I'm saying? He was talking shit. So, I understand the George Kambosos fans. I like George too. I understand, what you guys, you're like, who's this mate? Type shit. That's not the point. The point is, you can't just be talking all this shit and then show up on this grand stage, pay-per-view platform. Main event over there is pay-per-view. $59.95 is what they're charging the people for that over there. Here in the States, it's on ESPN, regular ESPN, prime time ESPN. That's our biggest sports platform here. You're calling a man rat and, all kind of shit like that, and then you don't make weight. That's all I'm saying. It's a bad look. It's just a bad look. Now, like I said, that's the amount of weight he can lose. But what if he don't have nothing else to give in the belly? So normally, adult conversation here, what fighters normally do is they go take a shit. And then if that don't work, they try to expel what they have. But when fighters are cutting weight, they don't normally have anything to give. So maybe he might have to cut his hair. You think that's a third of a pound? A fourth of a pound? Let's see, I don't know. He's got a good head of hair. Maybe it's real dense. But that's going to be the headline tomorrow if he has to cut his hair. But I already knew. So first, let me tell you what he did first. You can usually see, and I've covered hundreds, maybe even thousands of weigh-ins. I'm probably closing on 1,000, maybe. I don't know. Like hundreds of weigh-ins. Let's just say that. And you can kind of tell, like, when a fighter not going to make weight. They start fucking around on the scale. They start looking around and shit, trying to, be perfectly still. I'm going to wait for this broadcast. This is still live. I'm going to wait for this to wrap up, and then we're going to go break it all down. In fact, let me see if Big J free right now while they're on the broadcast. And see what he thinks about the weight. Big J is my colleague. He was there at the press conference yesterday. He's going to be there tomorrow night. We agreed both that it was no point of us going to the weigh-in, unless let's see what he has to say. What he has to say. What's going on, man? We're still watching the broadcast if you're watching the stream. But let's talk about the weight.
Yeah, not a good look. Not a good look for George at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got to be able to make the weight on the first go. Like Jeff Fennick said, his team should have made sure that he was on weight on the official scales. Doesn't matter what the hotel scales say.
Yeah.
If, that's the matter. And Haney, he got on the scales and then he didn't even wait for the weight. He just took off.
I saw that too. And he weighed in at 134.9 right there at the limit. Like
so
right there.
I'm thinking
that
he just waited for the limit to come up and then took off because that looked a bit dodgy as well.
Yeah, it was. And I'm glad you brought that up because I probably wouldn't have spotted that until we go back and I run it back like in real time.
No, the official, the blonde lady, the official Victorian sports, whomever she is, was sitting there looking, and then he just backed off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that looks as dodgy as all. Yeah, that looks as dodgy as all hell. George will make the weight easy, but he should have made it in the first place. I mean, no stone unturned. You'd think that, get on the official scales and make sure that I'm on weight before anything else happens.
Mm-hmm.
Because now people will just say all sorts of crazy shit. Because who does he look like now? He looks like bloody Tio did in their fight.
Yeah.
Tio didn't make weight. Tio was talking all sorts of shit. It's like the one thing that you need to do as a boxer, if you're not a heavyweight, is make weight. That's the whole point of divisions in boxing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make weight, then that's pretty much the cornerstone of boxing professionalism. If you can't do that, it's not a good look. But he'll make weight easy.
Yeah.
But he should have made it on the first try, especially at that level.
And on the my issue is, he was talking all this shit throughout the week, selling the fight, and then for the biggest fight, of his career on his homeland, on a big major global platform, you don't make weight. I'm sorry. I understand the George Kambosos fans, they don't like to hear, this type of stuff, but it is the truth. Now, somebody posted in the chat, it's an unnecessary distraction, Dr. Munfungo. It's an unnecessary distraction.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because now he has to go.
And for my, go ahead.
They say he has to go take a piss or go to the go to the toilet or have a skip or a sauna or something.
Well, he's got 2 hours.
I mean, what? Yeah, he has to get that little bit extra off. He'll probably come in at about 134.8 or something, and then he'll be right to go. But he should have made it in the first place. But I mean, this time tomorrow, it probably won't be an issue. But then again, how many times has the fighter's not made weight? Yeah. Yeah, it's a bad look. And how many times the fighter's not made weight and then got the shit kicked out of him?
And now it's going to be the question of, like, wait a minute. Kambosos is supposed to be the smaller fighter than Haney.
That's right.
Is he drained? What if he doesn't have anything to give? And another thing I want to bring up is it's customary for you to, like, your hotel scale, okay, whatever, what the fuck, but you're supposed to get up there and test that official scale, so that's not a lot. That's, if that's the truth that they didn't, even do that beforehand, that doesn't make any sense to me.
No, well, I don't know because I wasn't there this morning. So,
but you would think that they would, though. I know they do it here in the States.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, because there's always a thing, it was like that official scale shouldn't be touched by anybody unless the official's standing right there next to him. So, because we all know that teams and stuff play games with scales. That's been rumored to be happening for years. So to fuck with people's minds. But I'm confused why they wouldn't have got on the official scale before the actual weigh-in and go, yeah, mate, you're on weight, no worries, where you go, like an hour before the actual weigh-in. So,
I mean, it raises a lot. It raises a lot of questions. But the main event broadcast is still on, and it looks like they're going to be on for another 13 minutes or so. But to change the subject a little bit, since we have the people here watching, and you have a very bold prediction here, who do you have winning? Oh, by the way, in the chat, I'm going to ask you right now, who do you have winning? I'll make it simple for you. We're going to do, since he's the A side, we're going to do, if you have Kambosos winning, 1. Just put 1 in the chat. If you have Haney winning, 2. And I'm going to put a poll in the chat as well so you guys can vote. But me, before I let Big J go, I have Devin Haney by decision. Now more than ever. I wouldn't be surprised if Devin Haney drops him, and I may even say he may even try to stop him. And may stop. I'm not going to say it. My prediction is going to be a decision, unanimous. Has your prediction changed? And tell the fans what your prediction is.
Well, my prediction's always been 9th round TKO, so in favour of Kambosos. So I really think that the weight, I mean, we're talking 140 grams here. That is really not that much. It's not like he was half a pound or a pound over or 3 pounds over. He's 140 grams, which is 2/10 of fuck all. So that's not really the issue. I'm still thinking, when I make a prediction, I generally stick with it. So I'm still going 9th round TKO. So that's my prediction. So that's what I think. And I think I agree with you. Someone's going to get dropped, but they might both get dropped. That would be an interesting fight. So if they both get dropped, it'd be a great fight. So, but yeah, I'm sticking to my guns. 9th round TKO.
Well, I'm looking at social media right now, and it seems as though fans are pissed at Kambosos because, like I said, for me, as I said, it was like this is a big event, and right now he created this headline and this distraction for himself, Well,
yeah, the fans have got every right to be pissed at him. So, when it comes down to it, making weight is the cornerstone of the professional level of boxing. If you can't do that, then everything else just gets thrown out the window.
Yeah.
So, and the tide has turned. The pendulum has swung in Haney's favour now because A, he made weight, even though it looked a bit dodgy. B, his father's on the way and the other trainer. So they'll get here sometime, this afternoon, maybe even tonight. So
what time is it over there right now?
Let me see. It is 10:50 a.m.
Okay, so basically a little bit before 11 a.m. and right here, here in the States on the East Coast, it is 8:50. The time is down below, as you can see on the screen. So the main card night here, Saturday morning over there.
Yeah, the main card kicks off in about 24 hours.
Okay. So before I let you go, let's talk about the undercard. Lucas Browne versus Junior 5. What do you think about that fight?
Oh, someone's definitely going to get knocked out, and
Who do you think is going to get knocked out?
50-50, I don't know, because if Lucas lands his shot, Junior Farr's going to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But if Junior lands, it's whoever gets to the big shot in first. It's literally a 50-50 fight.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah, you'd have to give the advantage to Junior Farr because he's younger and he'd be quicker. But Lucas Browne, if he's at his best, he can take a shot and he can dish him out. He proved that against Django Opoulou, knocked him out cold before he hit the ground. And Django Opoulou is no slouch.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really 50-50 fight. And it might actually be, as you said, it's a more significant fight than a lot of people have given it credit for. It's actually a pretty good fight. You've been saying that from the start. So I was a bit meh at first, but now since, looking at more, it's actually a pretty significant fight. So
yeah, and it'll definitely guarantee
50-50.
a top 15 ranking for the fighters, and it's definitely going to be Lucas Browne's it's his last run. Jason Moloney versus Aston Palicte. That is a very significant fight, as I've explained to the viewers before. The winner is going to go on to fight this Nawafone Kikanha to be the mandatory for the winner of Nonito Donaire and Naoya Inoue, which is going to be WBC, WBA, and IBF Ring Magazine Unification. That's going to be this weekend. This Tuesday here in the state. Well, broadcast here in the States at 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a 3-fight card that I'm going to be covering on ESPN Plus. I'm going to be streaming during the main event. That's where Jason Moloney's going. But this Aston Palicte, he's a very, very tough fighter, by the way. So what do you think about the fight? And did you get any intel? Well, what do you think about that fight? And then we're going to ask your thoughts on the press conference which you attended yesterday.
I thought very significant fight. Good challenge for Jason. I really think that this will mean that if he can get past this guy, he'll go up to the next level. If he gets past this fight, I think this fight will be more significant than if he fights the Thai bloke. Because the Thai bloke, yes, he's got a good record, but it's full of shit-house fighters.
Yes, this is a tougher fight from what I can tell.
Absolutely. So if he can get past this bloke, he should get past the Thai bloke without any real dramas. But I wanted to ask you, I sure already know the answer to this, but that WBO belt, is that an eliminator? Because he's ranked number 2 at WBO, isn't he, for Paul Butler? Is that correct?
No. Oh, you mean Moloney? Let's see here.
Yeah, Moloney. I think he's ranked number 2 at WBO.
Number 3. He's ranked number 3.
Number 3. Okay. Yeah.
So
and where's old mate ranked?
It could be a final eliminator. I don't know, especially how Bob Arum and Top Rank like to work magic with the WBO. I guess we'll probably hear tomorrow during the broadcast. I'll probably say and this is going to be a final eliminator for the WBO. But we do know that Jason is targeting that WBC, and it's already been said. Already been put out there in media that Jason, if he wins, is going to go on to fight the Thai guy for WBC eliminator. So I'm guessing that's the way to go.
Definitely.
That's the way they're going to go. And about the press conference yesterday, any intel?
No intel. Nothing that hasn't already been said. But holy shit, I couldn't believe my bloody voice gave out when I asked that question. I sounded bloody awful.
Yeah. Let me tell the viewers what was going on. Big J was at the final press conference yesterday, and he was the last question during the press conference on the main event press conference broadcast, and his voice gave out. Don't let it eat you up. Shit happens.
I'm getting shit from all my mates going, ha, dickhead, biggest voice ever, and it gave out at the crucial moment. So, I'm copping all sorts of shit from my mates. They're laughing their asses off. They think it's hilarious. But I got through it. I soldiered on. There was no way in hell I wasn't giving up that question. I thought it was a good question. You think it was a fair question? I thought it was a good question.
Yeah. They didn't get to Lucas Browne because, they were at the end of the broadcast, so they had to wrap it up. But on your end, closing thoughts?
I had an absolute ball at the press conference yesterday. Met Lou DiBella, Bob Arum, Michael Buffer, all the fighters. They're all great guys. My final thoughts is that, this is still going to be a cracking fight. I really don't think that weight will come into issue. Probably right now, is the broadcast still going? Is George coming back on the
they got 5 minutes left.
It?
They keep replaying the, I believe they got 5 minutes left. They're still live.
Yeah. They'll probably push over that if George is going to get back on the scales in the next 5 minutes or so to make weight. I couldn't believe that they didn't have that top rank shield sheet thing, they had over the States.
You would think, right? But that's, I'm guessing they didn't want to put that shit on the plane or make one there, but because this is not technically a top-rank event, it's a main event. ESPN, a top-rank event, so that's ESPN stuff.
Yeah, but they really need to get the fighter some dignity. I mean, surely the towel days, those are out. Can't we, whip something together real quick? You know what I mean? And not just for the blokes, for the ladies as well. Mm-hmm. So, give the fighters some dignity. But, final thoughts, I'm fully looking forward to the event tomorrow. I'm so glad. We got a million people that we could thank for allowing us to go to the event. And they know who they are. Looking forward to it. Biggest fight in Australian history. I'm praying that George gets over. I'm just, I'm chomping at the bit, mate. I couldn't be happier. So, your final thoughts.
All right. Well, we do have some content that I'm going to be uploading from Big J immediately after this press conference. After this stream is over. And then he's going to be there tomorrow night, at the event tomorrow night for us here in the States and, over in Australia tomorrow morning for you guys. And with that being said, I'm going to let you go, Big J, because I want to recap this weigh-in, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Talk to you tomorrow.
All right. The links to Big J's social media is down below in the description box. Old mate Big J on Twitter. The links to all of our social media is down below in the description box. We're about to run back the weigh-in. I'm going to rewind it back. We're going to play it through. And some interesting things that I missed were pointed out by Jay about how Haney just ducked off the scale. So we do have time. We got another, 20 minutes or so. We got plenty of time to go over everything. So with that being said, take your time out, like the video, subscribe. We're going to run everything back. And I'm going to take questions from you guys from the chat, and we're going to talk about the fight. Once again, the links to my social media, my link tree here, I'll put it in the comment section for you guys. If you want to follow me on Twitter, the only social media platform I'm really, I'm really active on. Hold on, give me 1 minute. And we're going to run everything back. Copy link. There we go. And I'm starting my podcast in about 20 or so days. It's going to be available on all your podcasting platforms. I'm very excited. YouTube pisses me off. All right, so let me rewind this back and let's talk about the fight. If you don't know, George Kambosos has weighed in at 135.36, just a fourth of a pound, excuse me. No, excuse me, what I'm talking about. Nearly a fourth of a pound, nearly a half of a pound. And he has now, about 90 minutes or so to lose it. The issue, as we talked about earlier, was that, okay, all right, he's going to make the weight. Here, let me turn it up for you guys. We're going to go all the way back to the beginning.
Onto the scales, ladies.
All right, let's start here. All right, let's start here. Take your time out. Like the video, subscribe. We're going to replay the weigh-in and pay attention to the things that we didn't check out before or that we missed.
Honor and freedom, I toast up. Kicking game on the snare drum. Hard on the beat, let it bleed out like sacrifices. Cut it open emotion.
So my colleague had told me that let's pay attention to Devin Haney getting on the scale first. And you can see how Devin Haney is going to dart off the stage. Oh, let's pay attention. See if you catch it. Watch her right here. The woman in the white dress. Watch her and watch Haney. That was a little fishy, wasn't it? I mean, it seemed like, she got it, but she should have been like, yo.
134.92 for Devin the Dream Haney. Devin, if you could please.
Next onto the
top of the table like John Wall. Got the cross on my chest like oh let it go. Rapids move on the field like a jazz song. Witness greatness, look up in LeBron home. Remember next time for you doubt us. They only made me go John Jones. HGH, I got the shortcut.
That's what I'm saying, Boxing Magic. She don't seem like she's really aware. Like she don't have control over the situation. Like in Vegas, they don't play that shit. They'll be like, be still. Like they'll yell at you. I forgot, was this Bob Bennett?
134 pounds, 0.92. 134.92 for Devin the Dream Haney. Devin, if you could please.
Next onto the scales, ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated WBA.
Okay, all right. He didn't dart off. You motherfuckers politically correct. Oh, now pay attention to this right here. Now, the first thing he's going to go do is he going to run to the bat to change his draws, or as they call over in Australia, his jocks. Then you're going to see a whole bunch of shenanigans going on for about a good 10 minutes or so. Now he's going to confront Devin Haney instead of getting on the scale. It's just an ugly mess. It's just an ugly mess.
George Ferocious Kambosos.
The lightweight limit, 135 pounds. We are working in pounds this morning. And we're just going to change
every Friday night
equipment here for George Kambosos Jr.
Is this a good time to go live? Now watch this. He's
Nothing
going
like
to change his draws.
on the morning of the weigh-in here at Margaret Court
like, did he have a
Arena.
lighter
So much
pair?
on the line tomorrow, of course. A career-defining fight
look.
between these two men. This is George Kambosos Jr.
Little ass draws.
We will require a towel.
I am not claiming any foul play. I forgot sometimes for YouTube I gotta dumb myself down because people just be creating narratives and shit.
Above the 135 pounds limit
For officials and a representative from each camp.
See, look, what's all this bullshit? It's like, bro, get your ass on the scale. Little ass draws. I believe it's going to be a regular ESPN card where the main event's going to be about 11 p.m. or so. 10:30, give or take. Not quite sure. I'll have the running order sometime tomorrow. I'm going to do a fight day stream as well.
Over the course of this week in particular. And things are getting to a tinderbox proportion here at Margaret Court this morning.
I believe Haney made weight. It's just that it was a little fucking fishy. What the fuck? Come on, man. You can't do no shit like that. Like, without people saying shit. Hey, I am half Mexican. How dare you? And for those who don't know, I'm half black, half Irish, and half full-blooded Mexican. It's on my Ancestry.com. I checked. I got the paperwork. And I believe I got a dash of Cambodian in me, too. Not confirmed, though. Or at least I identify as such. How about that? See, look, you see all this shit going on? You should go shit on Johnny Depp bed. No, shit on Amber Heard bed. Go find Amber Heard. Drop that
Everybody
load on
back
her
slightly
bed.
from the scales, and as much as what's happening here, yes, everyone, this will be ratified by the Victorian Combat Sports Authority under the tutelage here of Chairperson Simone Bailey.
I didn't say
But
Haney.
we just need to clear a bit of space.
Y'all trying to put words in my mouth.
If
Even
we
though I
could.
didn't say that shit. No, I don't think it was nothing fishy going on, but it was a little suspect. Like, you're not supposed to do no shit like that. Like, you can't do that. 25. Who's that? Touche. You can't do that. It's 2022. I can identify as what I want to identify as, and you don't want. I'll get you canceled. You'll lose your job. I'll get you canceled. What's that LGBTQ status where you're just nothing? Like, you don't like males, you don't like females, you don't like nobody. You just don't like nothing.
Combat Sports Authority, Simone
I might
Bailey,
identify as
has
that.
an official figure of 135.36 pounds.
I want to identify
0.36 above the lightweight
my bad, I'm
limit.
just running my mouth. Let me
George Kambosos, 135.
All right, I did shut up, global warming. Shit, shh. You shut up. My bad.
So at the moment, chairperson of the Combat Sports Authority, Simone Bailey, has an official figure of 135.36 pounds, 0.36 above the lightweight limit. George Kambosos Jr. will have 2 hours to make the weight.
Y'all, why y'all
And
fucking with me, man?
0.36 pounds. It might not take too long to get George down under the 135
Y'all can't
pound
take
limits.
a joke. God,
Right
Dave
up until the
Chappelle was
morning
right.
before the fight, Michael.
We knew it was going to be exciting, and you know, sometimes the scale in the hotel says one thing,
I
but we have
identify
to go
as
by the
nothing.
official scale here.
How about that?
The standard procedure is go to a hot room, a sauna, work out, spit a little bit, and dehydrate, and that 3/10 of a pound.
That's Kambosos' manager right there.
Yeah, you'd imagine that won't be any issue at all. It's roughly about 140 grams in kilograms. You're talking about it in metric measurements, so about 140 grams, 0.3 of a pound. Shouldn't be too much for George Kambosos to lose. Inside the 2-hour limit, of course, that he has for this fight this morning. While we are here on the stage, we will talk to Devin, Haney. Things were flaring up. Devin, if I could have you a quick word, if I could, mate. Always a bit of interest.
What I do? Oh, Lord.
Devin, first off, you comfortably made weight. The preparation has been exactly what you expected.
Yeah, I'm a true professional. I came away, I'm far away from home, but I did what I had to do. I made the weight, and I'm a true champion.
You were very vocal very quickly there when you saw that George hadn't made weight. What did you say to him?
I said he ain't shit. He ain't make weight.
Does this build your confidence for tomorrow even more, knowing that George didn't make weight at the first occasion?
I mean, he's sucked up. He's dry. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. We still gonna go in there and fight, but I'm a true champion, and true champions make weight.
Good news for you overnight with the news coming through that your father, Bill Haney, and your trainer, of course, had been granted a last-minute visa approval by the Australian government to be here in your corner tomorrow. What did that mean to you? What was your reaction when you heard that news?
That meant everything to me. Thank you to the Victorian government for making it happen. Thank you, God, and I can't wait for my dad to make it.
Just 24 hours out now from the fight itself, or just over 24 hours. How are the nerves at this point in time?
No nerves, man. I'm ready.
I always wanted to be an ostrich.
You ready? We will see you, of course, for a face-off when George makes weight, so please stay with us here this morning.
You know what I want to be? I want to be a whale.
We will do a face-off right now. For the two here.
Here they are, face to face, ladies and gentlemen. Undefeated champion versus undefeated champion. The result will be, who will be the undisputed lightweight champion of the world? Haney or Kambosos Jr. Tomorrow at Marvel Stadium, 50,000 fans. It's going to be a fight event to remember.
Yeah, Bill Haney's on the way. He's on a plane right now. I believe he left, like, according to Ludabella, maybe about 8 hours ago or something like that.
Kambosos tomorrow at Marvel Stadium, Melbourne.
The Hellenic Fan Club goes up.
He had already finished. We're just doing a quick recap. So once again, I will be here tomorrow. I've made my decision. I'm going to be streaming during the main event. And how I stream during the main event is we show brief legal highlights. Legal highlights in between rounds, and I'm going to be scoring the fight as it goes on. We'll be here for the post-fight press conference, which I'll be also streaming, and we'll be going over. Basically, we're going to be streaming tomorrow night and going over everything, you know, regarding the fight. I've been told I run probably the best post-fight show on YouTube, and I need to do them more. But basically, in my post-fight videos, we go over everything. I don't like a lot of dead time, so you won't see me streaming for 2, 3, 4 fucking hours. We get everything out the way. So, as I was saying, you know, to wrap up things, we got about 5 minutes left. So yeah, we went over everything. So what I'm going to be doing tomorrow is, and we have a busy day in boxing. We got Kenichi Ogawa taking on Joe Cordina. That's going to be on DAZN. You know, this is for the boxing degenerates. That's going to be on DAZN. It's a midday card here in the States. Starts at about 2 p.m. I'm going to be covering that card, streaming during the main event, and then I'm going to be doing my fight day preview on Haney versus Kambosos. Kambosos versus Haney. This is going to be at about 3 p.m. No, at about 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to do a stream before the main card starts. And then we're going to be streaming during the main events. I'm going to be doing a post-fight video for Lucas Browne Jr. Fa, Jason Moloney, Aston, Palicte. Stream during the main event, do a post-fight video for that. Take a half an hour off to go take my dog to go take a piss, half hour, 45 minutes. And then we're going to be streaming for the post-fight press conference live. Big J, my colleague, is going to be there tomorrow night. Covering the fight from the arena. Shout out to him. Thank you to Duco Events, to Bella Entertainment, and Top Rank. And of course, main event, ESPN. Also tomorrow night on Showtime Boxing, a very significant unification defense at 122 pounds between Stephen Fulton from Philly, WBC and WBO champion at 122, taking on former WBA and IBF champion Danny Roman. The winner, hopefully, unlikely, will face Marjan Akhmadaliev, the WBA and IBF champion, who defeated Danny Roman for those belts, a couple of years ago. He's facing Ronnie Rios on June the 25th. So tomorrow on Showtime, very significant fight. You also have Kalvin Henderson taking on the very tough. He's being claimed to be the future of the 168, 175-pound division, David Morrell, the highly touted Cuban. If David Morrell wins, heavy rumors are, circulating that he's going to be taking on David Benavidez for the WBC interim title sometime later on this year. Don't be surprised if it'll be the regular WBC title if Canelo gets elevated to the WBC franchise champion when he takes on Gennady Gennadievich Golovkin for Undisputed at 168, September the 17th on the DAZN pay-per-view. That's my little, boxing spiel right there. So tomorrow's some significant boxing on. So don't be surprised if by 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm sitting here streaming and shit, wrapping up the press conference, that I'm a little out of whack. you know, that I'm a little untethered. And what happens when I get untethered is I start cussing. And sometimes I start cussing people out in the chat who starts giving me a whole bunch of sass. I don't want to hear your sass, all right? I'm here doing this for you, the people. Thank you for taking your time out to like the video, subscribe. If you haven't, I have a podcast launching, and the link to my social media is right here. Before we go, what do you guys want in your podcast? Let me ask you, the people. You know, because I'm working on a 1 hour podcast once a week. And for example, if I did a podcast, if I was doing a podcast now, my Monday podcast would be me talking about the fight, no dead time, talking about the rankings, what the fight means, where the fighters go. And can you believe, I'm sorry, where the fighters are going to go from here, but can you believe that I haven't mentioned Tank Davis versus Rolly Romero not once in this video until now? That's the first time I've ever said their names. Wow. Yeah, I'll cuss you out. I'm sorry, man, Philip. You didn't deserve it, probably. I probably was untethered, right? Was it late? I'm sorry, Philip. Was it late? Listen, man, come on. You guys are my mates. That's how I feel, you guys. You guys are my mates. No, my podcast is going to be independent from my videos. It's going to be independent. It's going to be its own thing. You know? It's going to be its own thing. But my bad, man. I don't mean to be cussing you guys out. You know? Sorry about that, yo. Jeez. But yeah. Yeah, and plus you got to think, I get abused on here. I'm a person too. If you see some of the low down comments I get on this channel, sometimes, man, I'll be like, you know what? This world is a cold ass place. You know? I get verbally, well, not verbally, what is it? I get cyberbullied. I'm cyberbullied all the time. You know, so walk a mile in my shoes, having to fucking get up here, do these videos and people cussing you out. You know, and don't get me started with the bigots. You know, there's always some bigots around. You know? But yes, my podcast will be completely independent from, like, it won't be a video podcast. I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to be an independent venture. I've been working on it for years. But listen, let me get up out of here. Remember, if you want to hang out tomorrow night, if you ain't doing shit, I am going to be here. We're going to be covering the fight. You know what? Before you go, let me do a quick check to see if Kambosos made weight. Let me see real quick. If Kambosos made weight. Hold on. I'm going to try to get you an update to see if we can see what's going on with the back. In the back. Let me see here. Bro, what the fuck? Hold on, I'm checking. I'm checking to see if he made weight. Hold on. So far, we haven't heard anything yet. It's been about, what, 40 minutes maybe? He has 2 hours. He weighed in 135.36. You know, hopefully he has enough shit in his body to be able to expel, and he'll be able to he won't have to cut his hair, because he cannot lose his belt on the scale. He better not do it, because he was accusing T.O. of possibly losing his belts on the scale. Look at him. He can't make weight. You know? So far, I haven't seen anything. Let me check real quick. Let's see something. He can't lose his belts on the scale in the biggest fight in Australian boxing history. That's just no good. Okay, we got an update. I was told, this is from, let's go here, do it this way. It's from Fight Hub. Got an update on Kambosos. I was told he weighed 134.9 on the way to the weigh-in. The team is saying the hotel scale was off. They were 100% sure he will make, oh, boo. Let's see if we got another update for. See, no, that's like, no, you don't rely on the hotel scale. You're supposed to check that scale. You see what I'm saying? I'm supposed to hype it up. You silly. Don't make me see, Ace. I almost cussed you out. I'm supposed to hype it up, Ace. What are you doing? You're better than this, man. You're better than this. See, I was about to cuss him out, but I showed restraint. I showed restraint. I don't give people wrenches. Let me make sure, because I don't like giving people wrenches who don't have nothing on their profile. JC, if you don't got nothing on your profile, you're shit. I don't give a fuck what you put up there. You better put up a Pokemon. But no, go to Top Ranks channel. This is Top Ranks channel. What am I looking for? They got all these gay pride flags up in this joint. This is the Top Rank channel. Right here. Yeah, I am. I'm going to go get me some turkey wings. I'm going to get me some turkey wings. Yes, I am. Hopefully they're not too crowded. So listen, guys, it was nice hanging out with you. You really cheered me up. I was a little bit down a little bit today. So what I'm going to do is I got some videos. First, I'm going to go get some dinner. And then I got to start some food prepping because basically I'm afraid this is what I'm going to be doing for the next, 40 or so hours. I'm going to be dedicated to boxing. So remember, tomorrow, you're going to see a lot of boxing content from me. So I'm about to, take my little time to myself. It's a beautiful night here in the suburbs in Philly. Take my dog for a little walk. I'm going to come back, upload some more content. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. If you could drop some likes before I bounce, that'd be great. See you guys tomorrow. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. See True Controversy with 5 for 360.